This Applied Genetic Testing Center was established in 2014 with a goal of being a leading DNA analysis laboratory in Zimbabwe, harnessing state-of-the-art molecular biotechnologies and infrastructure to deliver high-quality services in human, livestock, crop varieties, and pathogen identification. The establishment of this center, since its establishment, this center has done a lot of work in forensic analysis and human identification. Forensic analysis involves analyzing DNA to solve sexual assault cases, murder cases, identification of victims of mass disasters through identification of human skeletal remains and species identification in foods, and also genetic modified organisms identification in important grains and food. Our main activity here is in this area of human identification for individual DNA profiling, paternity testing, or general relationship testing amongst humans, where we do paternity tests and other relationships such as sibling analysis, grandparentage testing, and avuncular testing. With the advent of the coronavirus pandemic in 2020, we diversified our services into COVID-19 SARS virus 2 testing, and we were responsible for testing people who were suspected to having COVID in 5 provinces, namely the Bulawayo Metropolitan Province, Matabeleland North, Matabeleland South, and Midlands and Masvingo. And between April and December 2020, we tested over 40,000 people for COVID using the equipment that we have here, which we had relocated to the Mpilo Hospital TB laboratory. We have since realized that since the government has developed capacity in the hospitals and other institutions for COVID testing, we have since stopped doing COVID testing, but we have now invested in getting new machinery in terms of equipment to enable us to synthesize the reagents and the chemicals that are needed for testing COVID. And we are also involved in the national program for COVID vaccine development.
My name is Tapaz Wamusha. I'm an undergraduate student at the University of Zimbabwe, studying towards my bachelor's degree in business studies and computing science. As my second year project in 2018, I came up with an idea of developing a smart walking stick for visually impaired people. It acts as an artificial sense of vision to give them independence during their movements. Visually impaired people struggle to maneuver on their own because they bump into obstacles. Here at the University of Zimbabwe, we have visually impaired students. They make use of the traditional walking sticks, which do not detect any obstacles for them. So they have to move around with other students when they want to go for lectures or do other daily activities.
We're going to be talking about the Nothing phone, a phone engineered by John Cena himself, pun intended. Okay, let's get serious. So the Nothing phone, Valentine, a phone that has a glyph interface, a phone that's supposed to be revolutionary in, all of these novelty features that, phones are supposed to have. So let's just run down the specs real quick. So for 399 euros, how much is that in US? I don't know, 400 and something? Yeah. But for 399 euros, you are getting a mid-range phone that has 6.55 inches of diagonal its screen, 6.55-inch display, OLED, yes. It's got 12 gigs of RAM if you're getting a 256 gig version. It's got 8 gigs of RAM if you're getting a base version that's somewhere around 128. Yeah, which is pretty good. And yeah, it's relatively fast. I mean, it's got an old chip, the Qualcomm Snapdragon 778 Plus, which is good but a bit outdated considering, you know, you've got other phones with better specs. So what do you think about it? Like, yeah, what's it gonna do in the tech world? I mean, it's the headline right now.
I think it's going to be a novelty for like a niche, for the niche market. I don't think anyone will step up and buy a nothing phone straight off the bat. People typically want, or this is just my assumption, would typically want a brand that is kind of known, it's kind of widespread, particularly in Africa where you're not going to buy a phone without support that can't be fixed anyway, that needs parts to be imported. I think it's a really nice concept. I like what they did with it. I like the look, but the form factor is nice. Like, I like how it...
Yeah, the glyph interface
it's really cool, man.
Is exceptional.
It's really cool.
It looks really nice, you know, it's like you've got crop circles on the back of your phone, you know, like